May 1st Healthy Neighborhoods Advisory Committee to order, I guess. We'll look at our agenda here, and I see, new member introductions. That's right, yes. So we have Sharif. Apologize, I don't know your last name. Could you just introduce yourself real quick?
Yes. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sharif Otun. I am going to be the new member on this board. I am also currently a member of the Board of Review here at Fitchburg and also a tenured resident of Fitchburg as well. It's a pleasure to meet you all and also to be a member of the board.
Yeah.
Thank you much.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. We are excited to have you and excited to continue the important mission of this committee. So, okay. Next, I guess we will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting. And the second?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion approved. And okay, so we have, let's see here, public appearances for non-agenda items. I don't see anyone. Okay. Move right into agenda review. So today we are going to be talking about Resolution R4624, approving grant application and requirements for the 2024 Urban Forestry Inflation Reduction Act grant. That's a mouthful. Yeah, very, very cool. I see we have Scott Endel on the line. Welcome. Okay, so are we going to, let's see here. Oops, sorry. Okay.
Scott, do you want to do a little brief introduction of the item?
I can certainly do that. Thank you. Good to see all of you again tonight. And this grant application is one of our continued efforts in providing resources and services to our healthy neighborhoods. And kudos certainly need to go out to Anna Healy, our city forester naturalist, who put this grant application together. Anna was unable to attend tonight, so I'm pinch hitting for her. So I'm honored to do that. And if I might just maybe roll into a little bit of what the grant application is, what it includes, and then certainly answer any questions that I could answer. The title of the grant application is Canopy Renovation in City of Fitchburg's Disadvantaged Communities. And then a little bit of a description. It's a catch-up on proactive tree maintenance and tree planting on public properties in disadvantaged communities to achieve the City of Fitchburg's 30% tree canopy goal by 2050. It's actually going to be a 3-year grant. The first 2 years, year 1 and year 2, we'll be able to hire consultants that'll help us complete the boundary survey of all city parks, and they'll help us mark the park boundaries. They'll continue our work to update our tree inventory to include tree location, species, size, conditions. And then we'll be able to utilize that inventory to draft a canopy management plan for each of the parks to, again, try to achieve that 30% canopy by 2050. The third year of the grant, the city staff will work with council and commissioners to complete the following. We're really, the goal is to create a canopy management plan, and really just the idea of creating a management tool that we can utilize to, again, achieve our canopy goal, but really target and do our work in our healthy neighborhoods. The total grant request is $170,500 and couple odd dollars. And again, a lot of this, the city's commitment is going to be in kind. time that Anna will be spending, but the majority of the dollars will be utilized to, as I mentioned, contract outside providers to help us get the work done. So that's kind of a long-winded explanation, but hopefully gives you a flavor for what we're trying to do here.
Excellent. Thank you for that quick rundown. Yeah, it seems fairly straightforward, but I guess we'll see. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Jay.
Scott, so I'm looking at this and we've got a $37,000 component to create a tree canopy maintenance plan. Is that plan for the whole city or is it just for like the disadvantaged neighborhoods?
Yeah, it would be my understanding it would be for the census blocks that are eligible for this grant. There's certain census blocks that these fundings can be utilized for, so it wouldn't. Yeah, in my understanding, it wouldn't be for the whole city, Jay. It would just be for the census blocks that are eligible through this grant, and all the work would, as I understand, be conducted in those census blocks that are eligible through the grant.
So I know the Tree Advisory Commission has been working on something similar to this for the whole city. Is there going to be a tree canopy maintenance plan for the entire city at some point?
Well, I think that's a good goal, Jay, and this certainly is going to provide that bridge to that eventual management plan for the whole city. And again, it's dollars become available with certain criteria, and Anna recognized it and found the grant, and she's working to achieve that goal, and it's actually a great opportunity for us to, as I mentioned at the beginning, to continue our upgrade of services and activities in our healthy neighborhoods.
And then just one other question. Looking at the referral sheet, I noticed that the Tree Advisory Commission was not included as a referral for this. Is there some reason for that?
Well, in actually with the timing of it, Jay, the Tree Advisory Committee is fully aware of it and in support of it, but what we needed to do is the resolution needs to be approved by June 1, and so that's we didn't fall into their official meeting, but in talking to Anna, the Tree Advisory Committee is really, they're the authors of it, and they're fully aware of it and are in support of it.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. Okay, any other questions? I don't. Who? Yeah. I don't see any others. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, so I mean, we've had an opportunity to kind of look through this. We had the agenda packet, so I guess the next step would be to entertain a motion to approve, or a motion to approve.
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Seconded.
All right.
Just one other quick question.
Sure.
Down in the last component, Scott, there's $43,000 for tree planting. How many trees does that buy?
Well, the going rate, we just recently did a spring tree planting is like $300 per tree.
Oh,
So
that's going to be a lot of trees.
so that's what, yes, which is great. We got a lot of work. We got work to do. Jim. Well, in fairness too, again, that's what we're trying to achieve, and it's all contracted work, which is really, really helpful too.
So most of these trees are going to be, well, I presume all these trees are going to have to be on city-owned land, right? We can't just go and put it in an
Probably.
apartment building's front yard. So these are going to
Right.
be mainly terrace trees and in the parks, right?
Yeah, yeah, I would say, yeah, yeah.
I'll just note that aside from this, right, there is a program called the Canopy Project that does offer free trees to private property owners if they live in certain areas where the canopy is particularly sparse. My family in particular got 2 free trees from it in our yard, which is particularly helpful because our area was all new construction, so there was very few trees. And so now we have a couple trees in our yard in addition to the publicly planted trees on the terraces. So that's an option for private property owners to further extend. And so that might be something that maybe the city could consider trying to partner with or boost the awareness of the public of. But outside of the realm of this grant. Okay, well, and no other questions. I guess we'll all in favor of approving the motion.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carried. All
Do
right.
you want to ask for nays? Any opposed? Or is that not a part?
I
the
think
process?
everyone said
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So,
Apparently Scott wishes to say something else. He
Yeah.
was waving at you.
oh, you,
I was just gonna say, thank you.
oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for spending some time with us and letting us know about this so that we can be aware of it before we voted. So appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right. Okay. So the next thing on the agenda is report from department.
Sure thing. So this evening, I just want to bring attention to a couple items of interest to this committee. The first one, staff is still working closely with our HR department in the hiring process of the community development specialist. We're hopeful in the next couple of months we can bring someone on board to fill that new position with community development specialist. And that position, of course, will be the assigned person specialized with you all on the Healthy Neighborhoods Advisory Committee. Good news is that the hub construction contract has been let earlier this week. So what that means is by May 17th, the city is accepting bids for the construction of the hub. And then we're tentatively looking at a wrap-up of that construction, tentatively for September of next year, of 2025. Then I just wanted to give a brief update about the Teen Center feasibility study. We're moving through that process. We have a planned, the date has not been set, but a planned public open house for in June for the Teen Center feasibility study. We're still on track to wrap up that study in September. And I'll make sure I share all the information about times and dates to participate, and I will entertain any questions.
Where will those meetings be?
We have not set a location yet.
At what stage are you currently with the Teen Center feasibility study itself?
Yes, so we are in the stage, well, we call this the second part of the feasibility study process. A couple years ago, we finished the first phase, which really kind of identified and worked with teens to say whether or not, to really address whether or not there is interest out there in the public for a teen center. That came back favorable. And so the stage that we're working at right now is to understand what some of the needs are and what would the programming look like in a teen center? So what types of activities, what types of programming, what kinds of things would be happening in that space? That leads us into starting to think about what kind of space needs we have and location needs that we have. So that's where we're at right now.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's very, very useful information.
One more thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just looked at my notes and I had one more thing. So on our tentative schedule for this committee, you might recall that our June and July meeting was for presentations by the 2023 H&I grant the agencies that received grants from last year. So we had tentatively scheduled June and July for those presentations. Just wanted to, right now we have a total of 6 agencies that we would be asking to come and present their activities and their successes. Just wanted to open anything from you all if you had particular questions that we should direct to our grantees to make sure that we include that in their presentation. So if there's particular areas of concern or things that you would really like to address, please forward that to me so we can communicate with our grantees from last year about those presentations.
Okay.
Can I ask a clarifying question there?
Sure.
There were 7 recipients of grant funding last year, and so one of them is not available for a presentation. Is that what I gather?
One of them did not complete the grant and did not receive reimbursement for the grant. So they would not have anything to present to you all.
Thank you for clarifying.
Of course.
Have we heard any feedback from the organizations that we approved this year that didn't get the full funding amount that they requested?
I have not received any. The only response that I've had is that just being grateful. I haven't had any specific questions or concerns brought to me regarding partial funding. It's a great question that has not been brought to my attention.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we have a little bit of homework. Is there a time frame where you would like us to get questions to you by for the June meeting?
Yes. If you can get something back to me in the next week by the end of day next Wednesday, sure. I would appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah. Can do. Excellent. All right. Okay. I guess, are there any other announcements? I see none.
So, just a question. So we're funded for 8 meetings a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, which months do we not have meetings?
I tentatively, we're a little bit off right now because I didn't plan for the May meeting. But we do not have a November and a December meeting planned.
Okay.
And probably we would not meet in either September or October. I'm not sure. That's my tentative schedule.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So at some point, though, we'll have to prepare the grant review that we would send out. So we'll do that in January of next year.
We certainly could. We should have a meeting that's kind of floating open towards the end of the year.
Okay.
Which we can kind of discuss what that looks like.
I had a general question for the committee. At one point, we looked at a document for the mission and vision of the committee, and there was a discussion around what the next 5 years would look like, what our goals and mission and vision and all of that would be. Did that ever come to a conclusion? Am I like totally just brain fogging on it?
I don't believe you are. So one of the priorities that the mayor had initially brought to us as a committee was to do an update of the Healthy Neighborhoods strategic plan. And that is still on our table. But I feel that we should have the new hire on board to help lead that. So be patient with us a little bit until we get the new person on.
Again, thank you for the update.
Sure.
Yeah, that may be something that we look at closer to the end of the year as well, depending on how many
we
meetings that we
certainly
have
can.
left and whatnot, but, yeah. All right. Okay. Any announcements? No? Okay. We'll have a quick meeting, I guess. I guess we'll entertain a motion to adjourn then.
So moved.
All right. All in
Seconded.
favor?
There we go. Aye.
Aye. All right. Motion carries. Everyone says aye.